Hi everyone, Victoria Cochrane here. Another Wednesday, another midday, and it's great to be here. Welcome everybody. I hope you're all good and raring to go. So just wait for a few people to jump on. Spiritual Events Directory, Wednesday, because I'm retired now, I kind of don't keep track of the dates, but it must be the 15th of May today. So welcome everyone. I'm Victoria Cochrane. Helen, welcome. I'm Victoria Cochrane. I'm an advanced theatre healing practitioner. I'm actually a trained teacher with a couple of master degrees as well. Retired from teaching last year, and I'm a Reiki master and an author and a psychic channel, and today I'm going to be using one of my books, but these are my books. You can find them online, or you can write to me. I'll send them to you and sign them for you. Really would just love people to read them. And today, hello Lynn, hello Patricia, hello Mandy Moo, love that. So today we're going to be talking about lessons, and life is a lesson. Hi Sandra. And some people choose really hard lessons in their lifetime, but the harder the lesson, the more the growth. So I'm sure a lot of you will be able to relate to that. So welcome if you're watching live, or welcome if you're watching later. And I'm on every Wednesday. Thank you to Sarah for having me on Spiritual Events Directory. It's been, so far it's a fantastic experience, and I'm meeting lots of great people, helping some out too in private sessions. So if you feel that you resonate with me and you would like me to help, then by all means drop me a line. You can do that through Spiritual Events Directory, or you can find me on Facebook. Reaching Out Spiritual News is my Facebook page, my business one, and I have disappeared, but I'm still here because I just wanted to show you that every month I do put out a newsletter. This one is really tatty. Oh dear. But it's called Reaching Out Spiritual News, and so you can find that on Blogger. Or on my website. I have all the links there, and I put the links up on my Facebook page too. And I am a teacher, so I was an education teacher, but I'm just a teacher through and through. So I like to not just hold on to my knowledge, I like to share it. So that's why I am doing this spiritual wisdom hour, to hopefully help people to understand a bit more about the spiritual journey and why it can be really hard sometimes. And it's called the Spiritual Wisdom Hour, but I don't profess to be the sage of all knowledge either. It's just I'm sharing what I know, and hopefully it can empower. I'm all about empowering people to step into their own gifts, and to do that you need to release past hurts, past baggage, and to forgive those who've hurt you, and that's a pretty big thing to do. A lot of our stuff comes from our childhood, and sometimes it comes from past life, but I could not be doing this work now if I hadn't have lifted a lot of my baggage. I could never profess to have lifted it all. We all have issues. We're all human, you know. But it's like peeling an onion, and you peel off a layer and then there's more underneath. But the heart of the onion is the crux of the matter. As an advanced theta healing practitioner, I'm looking always for the crux of the matter, for the bottom belief system, and everything that we create in our world is based on our belief system about ourselves and about our place in the world. And but also a lot of what happens in our lifetime has to do with our soul contract and what we've decided to do. Hi Helen, welcome, great to see you. What we've decided to learn, maybe the karma that we have to repay, and sometimes if we're fast tracking to mastery, then we'll choose super hard lessons. So, but you know, not all super hard lessons are adversity either. Being a queen or someone in royalty or in a position of power or privilege, that can be actually a hard lesson too, because it's socially isolating. There's a lot of pressure. So hard lessons don't necessarily have to relate to financial hardship or poverty or those kinds of things. Can actually be the other way as well. So today I am going to talk to you about the lessons that we've chosen to learn and my understanding of it, and also read to you some of the teachings of the masters through my work. And then I am going to, as I have done in the last couple of weeks, bring through a meditation. I'm not too sure who it's going to be, I'll just see who that is, to help some of you lift the contracts that could be holding you in cycles of learning that you don't need to be in. So it's going to be for the collective, but I'm really hoping that it helps to clear some people's stubborn stuff. So we can have belief systems that can really undermine us, and if we really believe that we're not worthy, or if we don't belong in the world or whatever, that can really sabotage us. But if we have on top of that a contract or a vow and commitment that mostly is based on our belief in God, because hi Sarah Marie, you're welcome. Over all our lifetimes, religion has been the crux of the matter, basically. And we all have to go through the belief in religion, but a lot of us have been through purgatory, persecution, abuse, all of those things, and we can hold those memories, soul memories, and the trauma of it all in our soul, but we can also still be kept to vows and commitments to those beliefs by beings of light who are helping us to fulfill those contracts. But we may have already fulfilled them, and so if you're repeating cycles of learning that's just coming back, and I thought I'd learned that lesson, but here we go again, and you bring in the fourth man who abuses you, or you just can't move on because everything's just slapping you in the face, then looking for those contracts or the vows and commitments are a really important thing to do. So after we've done that, then I'll do a collective card reading for everyone again. And that seems to be going really well. People seem to be really enjoying that. And I've had a few people say that my spiel at the beginning and just talking about these kinds of things is actually really helpful and important. And then I do apologise that I can't bring through individual readings and cards for people in this hour, but it's absolutely exhausting to try and do that, and it's not great for everybody. So if you do feel that you would like to have a session with me, please contact me, and I try to keep my prices low. $60 for half an hour and $110 for an hour. But we can talk about that, you know, take payment plans. Money should never get in the way of helping people. So I'm pretty flexible with all of that. So by all means, please contact me. But it's really, it's just difficult for a reader or a psychic to give away their energy all the time. And I know some people do feel that if you're spiritually connected and God's free, then we should give our energy, you know, just give it free. But it's still our time and our effort, and it is energy that's expended. And I've talked about the exchanging of energy. And if we don't get that exchange of energy, then it puts us out of balance, and it can also make the reading untrue. It can make actually cause the reader to give wrong information, and that can be you can be out of balance if you're charging too much as well. So there has to be some kind of exchange of energy. So that's my explanation of that. And my crown chakra thing behind me is crooked, and it's absolutely driving me bananas, and I'm sorry, I'll just have to fix it. It's probably still not perfect, but there we are. So I'm going to start this session today and my little talk with, even though I've been going 10 minutes already, with a beautiful chime that my friend Gary Martin made, and it's attuned to solfeggio, which is an angelic frequency, and it's very clearing and cleansing, and this is actually quite a high frequency. And toning is an amazing way of clearing chakras and stuck energy. So if you want to close your eyes, and I'm just going to chime it just to clear the energy before the session. And it goes for ages, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm having one of my friends trying to get on here, and she can't get on for some reason. If you do have trouble replaying the video or getting on, please let us know, because Sarah would like to fix that, I'm sure. Okay, so in 2012, I witnessed the ascension of Mother Earth, and in 2013, I wrote a couple of books actually, and I channeled. So I discovered back in 2008, 2009, that I am a psychic channel, and I can bring in messages from spirit. And it did start with the spirit coming through and wanting to channel wisdom. But the fourth plane wisdom is not as high as the upper fifth plane, which is the masters and the archangels. And so I brought through the masters instead. And their messages are one of unconditional love. But I have talked before also about the greater good, and they do work for the greater good rather than our highest and best. So we just need to always ask that whatever's coming through is not just for the greater good, that it's for highest and best of our highest and best, so that our energy is not being sacrificed. And I've talked about that before too, that in the energy of the Creator, in God's energy, there should be no sacrifice. We should not have to repay anything. Now, this would be really hard for some people to understand who've had lots of things done against them, or known someone who's been murdered or anything like that. But we are ethereal beings having a human experience. This is my understanding, okay? So we, in the ethereal world, we're either masters or children of the masters. Angie, you got on, fantastic. And we, if we're working towards mastery, then we will learn our lessons. To learn lessons, we need to be in a human body or in a body. And Earth is the best place to learn lessons, because humans have emotions, and humans don't always love unconditionally. In fact, not many humans can do that. And so as ethereal beings, we only know unconditional love. And the couple of times that I've had, my sister-in-law was one, came through just after she passed away. The feeling of absolute peace and love was amazing. But if you just look at any dog, the unconditional, most dogs only know how to love unconditionally. So when we get to Earth, then the conditional love, or the hatred, or those really toxic emotions, the judgment, the condemnation for things that we do based on other people's belief systems that they don't believe in, can really muck us up. And as I said, what happens to us in our childhood can really affect us for the rest of our lives. And so learning to forgive is one of the biggest lessons we can learn, because it doesn't actually set other people free, it sets us free from being trapped in the past, and allows us to move into the future. So to understand the oneness of unconditional love, and the fact that we're all spokes of the divine wheel, and that there's no separation, which is what most religions teach, is another great lesson. And some people come to Earth just to learn that. And all their other lifetimes have been one of separation, persecution, the hardest lessons you could ever imagine. And most people are coming to me now in their last lifetime, needing to release the past and actually finally resolve their lessons, finish their lessons, so they can move on. Terry, thank you so much, that's beautiful. So this first book, Raising the Energies of Mother Earth Towards and After Ascension, the title was given to me by the creator. It's the longest title, one of the longest titles ever, because it finishes with the highest truth, was a selection of channelings from different masters, some from the creator, and this one is called Lessons. One thing about my books is the chapters are very short, and everything that comes through seems to come through in a language that people can read easily and understand. Because I don't know if you've read channelings from other people, but the masters don't speak the way we do. They speak in oldie worldy language, and they can use very technical ethereal terms, and it can be quite heavy going to read sometimes. But my knack as a teacher in education was always to break things down so that people or children could learn in simple steps. And that still seems to be my gift as a channel and a tutor in the spiritual world as well, which I'm really grateful for. So I would like to read you some of this chapter. And then I also found a channeling that I'd done in 2015 from Jesus, who also talked about learning lessons and some of the things that we need to look at that might help us to release the past and let go. When we can release the past, allow the process of forgiveness to start. You might not be able to forgive straight away, but at least start to realize that letting go is the only way of moving forward. Then you can start to move forward. So this chapter is called Lessons, and it begins, all life is a lesson. I'm great, thanks, Angela. Feeling much happier after a course of antibiotics, and yeah, so feeling much better, thank you. The lessons we learn help us to evolve spiritually, but humans can grow as humans using life's lessons as well. This all leads to evolvement of the soul. Lessons are chosen according to our soul journey, and my understanding is that we meet with our soul family and way before we're born, and we individually choose the lessons we like to learn based on our review of our last lifetime, also based on the karma that we might have created. So it's incredibly complex, the way that we write our soul contract for the next lifetime. Lessons are chosen according to our soul journey. We choose our lessons to help us to grow. Not all lessons are easy, and not all will lead to resolutions. Sometimes there is karmic intervention to our lessons, and sometimes our lessons are a result of karma. We cannot evolve without learning, but lessons are only learnt when we have accepted their consequences. Acceptance brings peace within ourselves, and a knowing that this experience has led to a greater understanding of the world and our place in it. It also leads to a better understanding of the impact we have on the world and its consequences. And I have talked before about 3D and the third dimension, which is the really dense energy of being stuck in ego and of not being able to move forward in our lessons, and of war and hatred and people wanting vengeance on each other and that kind of thing. But what they're saying here is talking about the fourth dimension, a state of becoming, and starting to become aware of the impact of our thoughts and the way it helps us to create our reality. Even if someone is doing something to us, the way that we deal with that has consequences and will change the reality that we're living in. If we choose not to learn our lessons, we will invoke the cycle of reincarnation so that we have another opportunity to learn them, which means we have to reincarnate again and come back and do it. And I'm sure some of you who are learning really hard lessons were thinking, crikey, there's no way I want to do that. So the meditation today will hopefully help us to resolve some of that. A lesson the second time around is a brave choice, because the situation you find yourself in may be one of great hardship and uncertainty. Choose your lessons well and learn them as you live them, so your soul will know great growth and evolvement, leading to wisdom and truth. The truth can hurt the ego. It's always hard to face the truth. And it can also uplift it. The lesson of life will always lead to oneness with God, an acceptance of self, a knowing of one's own truth, and a love for life as it is. A sense of completion and fulfillment will follow in life after death, as one's soul recognizes the lessons that have been learnt and uses this wisdom to benefit others. When one can use the wisdom gained to teach in service to others, one has gained mastery. Learn and accept your lesson. Hello, Carla. Know that you chose to learn them. In every situation, ask yourself, what is the lesson to be learned here? And I really invite you now to write down or think about the hardships that are happening to you. But what is the lesson? What is it that you're missing? Once you acknowledge that, it's much easier to work through your problems. Then you will know your higher self and your higher truth, and you will be on your path, the one you chose, the one you designed in oneness with God, our Creator. And so it is. And that's from the first book that I channeled. It's available on my website. It's also available on online booksellers. So the messages are really, really lovely. Then this channeling was just one I brought through from Jesus, and I'd like to read this as well with your indulgence. Hi, Tanya, because it has some questions that he asks that you might be able to reflect on to help you to work through your lessons. So when we do our meditation today to ask for soul contracts that are no longer serving you to be released, that you can actually be very mindful of what you're releasing or what you need to release. The hardships that many are facing may seem magnified or to have become increasingly worse, and many feel their pleas for help from the universe have gone unheeded. This is not so, dear ones, but it is a fact of the ways of the universe and of universal law that issues that you need to resolve will continue to arise. I always say come back and slap you again, but continue to arise until they have been faced, forgiven and put to rest. If you are facing hardship, you must ask yourself what the lesson you are learning is. This is the most important thing I can tell you to help you to begin to turn your life around. And I'm really hoping this session today does help some of you to do that. Everything that happens in your lifetime is a lesson or as a result of choices you have made in a cause and effect sequence. And that's a spiritual law, the law of cause and effect. It may also be as a result of karma that needs to be repaid or that has been inflicted on you in a past lifetime. Whatever it is, you must always bring it back to you. Blaming other people will only serve to perpetuate the situation and the flow of events. This is the hardest thing to do, is to think, okay, all these bad things are happening to me. Why is it? What have I done? Well, maybe you haven't done anything, but maybe you're believing something. Maybe you're creating it. It comes back to the law of attraction too. What are you putting out to the world that people are picking up on, even subconsciously, and giving back to you? And we are mirrors for each other. Oh, on my website, they are not sold out. Just send me a message, Helen, and I will send them to you and sign them for you and give you a bit of a discount as well. So my website at the moment is being updated as well, so that might be the reason. But I actually do need to order more books, but you can also go online to Booktopia or any of those places. But if you'd like signed copies, please just drop me a line and I'll send them to you, and just add a bit of postage. So you can get them as ebooks too. So if you're a Kindle person, you can get them as ebooks. Okay, so it is, if I'm having a reaction to someone or someone's treating me, it's going to be, or someone's done something to me, or it's like, okay, what is the universe trying to tell me? And what am I creating? What am I believing? And that's what the theta healing does. Best thing I ever did was to become an advanced theta healing practitioner, was to actually be able to dig down and find the deepest beliefs that we have. And some people have some pretty big ones, and pretty deep ones about not being good enough, but not having been abandoned by God, and needing to sacrifice their energy, or just having an evil soul, or money is the root of all evil, or anything like that. So bring it back to you. Okay, the first thing Jesus is saying here is stop playing the blame game. Don't blame yourself either, because the things we believe have either been indoctrinated into us, not just in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes, can be tracked way down the ancestral line, or are just a product of our upbringing, or just part of a soul aspect that we're holding. You know, there's a lot of things, but if we're choosing not to face up to it, we're not learning our lessons. Okay, so we've just got to put it all out on the table, warts and all, and that's the hardest thing to do. So Jesus says, questions you can ask yourself, hi Robin, may include, do I love and respect myself? So that's really important. If you don't love, respect, accept yourself, then you are allowing people to not love, respect, or accept you. If you judge yourself, you're allowing people to judge you. Okay, so remember, we're mirrors for each other. Creator says, as above, so below. So it has to come back to self, guys. You've got to say, what is it that I'm putting out that's bringing all this bad luck to me? You know, but a lady did come to me a couple of weeks ago. She had a lot of bad luck, but she'd had a curse put on her way back in the Middle Ages, and so I lifted that. And then she was having bad luck and hurting herself all the time, and another past life she'd actually stabbed herself and killed herself, and so that was coming back. So sometimes we need to look for these things, but if there's just stuff going on that keeps recycling, the first place to look is your belief system. If you don't love and respect yourself, you are giving others permission to disrespect you. Do I have an attachment to money? If you do, you are blocking the flow of abundance. That's a hard thing to do, is to trust the universe that will give you what you want. But if you're saying, well, I'm never going to be rich, then you never will be, because the universe goes, okay, fine, I'll give you that. Am I carrying hatred, bitterness, and the need for revenge? If so, you will keep attracting people and events with the same vibration in your life. Have I forgiven past trespasses against me? Refusing to forgive others will only fester feelings of anger and resentment that can cause physical illness and hold you back from moving forward into the future. Here's a good one. No, Fran, I'm not doing individual ones today, but please, if you'd like one privately, no, Barbara, sorry, just if you would like one privately, please contact me. Why am I always sick? If you are continually ill, your body is out of balance. The cause of your illness may indeed not even be physical. There is always an emotional, nearly always, an emotional attachment or a traumatic basis to physical illness. So what's happened in the past, even a physical accident, like in a car or something, can cause trauma in the body because it causes emotional trauma, and that's trapped in the body, and so that can cause ongoing illness as well. How present am I? How grounded am I? Are you living in the present moment, or is your body in your place and your head elsewhere? You cannot manifest consciously if you live your life on automatic pilot. Am I in integrity and in my own truth? And this is the thing. What stories are you telling yourself that's kind of masking the truth? And the truth is difficult to face, but once we face it, and then we can start to lift the trauma and move on. Are you being completely honest with yourself about what you want, what you need, and even what you have done in the past that has not served you or others well? Do you blame others instead of claiming responsibility for the part you have played and the choices you have made? Are you able to reveal your true self to yourself? Are you able to reveal the true self to yourself, let alone others? Thank you, Fran. Do not expect honesty and integrity from others if you do not show it yourself. It's that mirror thing again. Finally, say, I am grateful for what I have. Are you grateful for what you have instead of complaining about what you don't have? And you might think you don't have anything, but when you really search, you have the gift of life. That's something to be grateful for. You have the gift of breath. What do you have in your life? Even if it's just the fact that you wake up every morning, or that you have one friend, or that you have one thing to look forward to in the week. Be grateful for that, because that just builds on and on and on. So instead of complaining about what I don't have, gratitude will bring abundance and divine flow, whereas complaint of lack will merely attract more lack. We, the Masters of Light and the Creator of all that is, are always with you and love you unconditionally. No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, who you've hurt, still loved unconditionally. And that's hard for humans to accept. There is no need to ask us for forgiveness, for you have not sinned. The reckoning comes when you can be completely honest with yourself and face up to your fears and mistruths. When you clear them from your life, the way forward will truly astonish you. I send you much love and many blessings, Jesus, Jeshua ben Joseph. Now, I would like you just to take a minute to think or write down something that's happening in your life that just keeps happening, where you thought you'd learned a lesson, but you just keep on bringing it in. And we're going to then be asking for any soul contracts or lessons that need resolving, but haven't been in your life, to be resolved or to be released. And the beings of light holding you into contracts or beliefs that you no longer need to hold, to be released into the light so that you can finally move forward. And then I'm going to ask just for an unconditional love healing for all of you, to balance and align and integrate the healing into your chakras and cells and aura and bodies, physical body, emotional body, mental body and spiritual body. So I'll just give you 30 seconds more to just think about one or two more. You might have a couple of things that just keep coming back and you can't move forward because it just keeps on happening. And I am going to facilitate this meditation and clearing for you to resolve, and I will include resolving karmic ties that no longer serve. Hi Belinda. And also just lifting any psychic hooks, psychic attachments, in returning any soul fragments that you no longer need to hold, everything like that. And if you do feel a really good effect from it in the next week or so, I would love some feedback on it, because quite often I do get more feedback these days, but quite often healers do their thing and then don't receive the feedback. They will receive feedback if they do a bad job, but quite often people don't give feedback when it's a good job. So yeah, just keep that in mind, that that's an exchange of energy as well. So I'm happy to do it for you, but if it does help you, I would love to know. So the first thing we're going to do is just to settle ourselves in the chair or wherever you are, and to take a few breaths, and just to clear the energy around you. So I'm going to ask for the archangels of the four directions, Archangels Michael, Uriel, Belinda. I'm not going to be doing individual readings. I know you've just come in, but if you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me after the Spiritual Wisdom Hour. But this is for the collective, and I'm hoping that this helps you to move forward as well. So taking a breath and breathing your energy down through your chakras. We need to ground first, down through the chakras, down through your legs, and just grounding into Mother Earth. And giving thanks to Mother Earth for her blessings and her love. And then bringing the energy back up through our feet, back through our legs as beams of light, all the way up through our chakras, up through our crown. And then take a breath and breathe the energy back down into your heart space, and just focus your attention in your heart space as I ground and connect to Creator's light and through the seventh plane, which is unconditional love. So there's no conditions on this healing, no vows and commitments, no trade of energy, just unconditional healing, light and love and peace. I'm holding the intention. Remember, we're co-creators, so we don't need to ask, we hold the intention of an unconditional love healing for all participants in this video today, whether they're watching now or into the future, so in every time, place and dimension, to help to resolve past karmic ties that no longer serve us, to release soul contracts that are holding us to lessons that we have already learnt, that we no longer need to hold, to release lovingly back into the light, the beings of light who are holding us to these contracts, thanking them for their service, to release from our aura, our cells, our chakras, our bodies, any psychic hooks, psychic attachments, hexes or curses that we have attracted through our journey of learning these lessons, to hold the intention of exchanging soul fragments back to people that we no longer have contact with, that have affected us through our soul journey, but that we no longer need to be connected to in the highest and best way. And for all of this energy to be dissolved or resolved, the lessons that we have learned to be integrated into our DNA, into every area of our life, every belief level, resolved on the history level and released on other levels in the highest and best way. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And now I'm just holding that energy and asking Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Raphael to bear witness to this healing for everyone who is participating today, and feel the energy change and release. And if we are releasing negative belief systems, asking for the positive beliefs and feelings to be integrated, to be resolved on the history level, the negative beliefs be released on all other levels, and then replaced in every area of our life, every belief level, in every soul aspect, and in our cells, bodies, chakras, aura, in every time, place and dimension. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And just holding the energy for you until I'm told that it has finished. I'm now asking Archangel Zachiel to bring up the violet flame for all of you who are having trouble releasing past hurts, and anything that you wish to say to people, anything that you wish to release into the violet flame, do so now. Watch it all spark off as golden light and know that it is gone from your being. Calling upon Creator now to flush white light, unconditional love through all of your bodies, your cells, your chakras and aura, to release any threads or holographic images of the things that we have released, and Archangel Michael or your Archangel guide, that's with you to just cut final ties for you, to allow you to resolve the past, release the past, and step into the present in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And now calling upon one of the archangels, the archangel who's working with each person in this reading in every time, place and dimension, to facilitate a chakra clearing, alignment, balance and activation to a higher level of consciousness, and an aura clearing for each one of you participating in every time, place and dimension in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Ensuring that each one of you is grounded, connected to the Creator, or reconnected to the Creator, that all of your bodies have been cleared and healed, and that your aura has been cleared, healed and sealed. Just asking Archangel Michael to ensure that this has been done in the correct way, to be overseen by the Creator. So, relaxing, feeling grounded, centered, and in the present. So if you're hearing too many voices, Anne-Marie, I will ask for any doors to the spirit world around Anne-Marie or anybody else in this reading in every time, place and dimension to be closed and dissolved, to allow the healing to bring you to a higher level through the Creator of all that is. So asking Archangel Michael to facilitate that now, please. And to release any wayward spirits, any spirit attachments, fallen spirits by name, from anyone's aura up into the light, to be witnessed by Archangel Michael as well, in the highest and best way. And cutting ties to other dimensions, to interference from other dimensions, closing doors, portals, threads of interference, sending it all to Creator's light. And again, sealing and protecting everyone's aura in the highest and best way. And so it is. And I've just seen a blue shield, so that to me is done. So pretty powerful stuff, and notice that we need to be extremely specific with what we're asking, and always asking that it be done in the highest and the best way for each person concerned. And thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done, or and so it is a decree, it's a decree, so it must be done. But it has to be witnessed, and so it's a bit difficult for me to witness 1,000 healings, and so that's where you just send the archangels, Archangel Michael, the Cosmic Council, your archangel guide, to do it, and you know that it will be done. So I'm really hoping that some of you felt that, and that you felt a release. You're welcome, Mandy Moo. Now it's time for the collective reading. So I'm going to be asking for a reading for those of you who have been going through a lot of hardship. This will be the first one. Hi Victoria, Tassie, I'm not doing individual readings anymore. It's just too exhausting. So I'm doing a collective one now. But if you would like one, just please contact me privately and we can arrange something. You're welcome, Sandra. I'm really hoping that it... Thanks, Angie. I'm glad it's what you needed. And I'm glad you got on. That was great. Okay, so now I'm going to focus on asking for a past, present and future card for people who've been going through seemingly endless hardship in the face of this healing. So quite often having a reading before everything is released is not worth doing, because once everything's released, the possible future can change. So now that we've done the healing, now we do the reading. So this is the past card, okay, so in the past, everything's seemed really, really tricky. So these are my Spirit Sense Tarot cards, which I love, 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 love. And it's the Seven of Swords. And so everything's just being masked, and you just never seem to be able to get to your true potential, and just so many words and people and other ideas, and everything just gets in the way and you just can't seem to get there. So it's like reaching for the Holy Grail, isn't it? You're just always trying to get past the insurmountable odds. And I'm a big one for reading imagery, and you can see, you know, just how everything's just piling up there, and even the person has a mask on, just cannot see the truth anymore. It's just like lost the plot. So this is the past card. This is how it's been for a lot of people, and it just seems like it's never going to end. And my heart goes out to you, and just really hoping that it's going to change for you. At the moment, presently, a lot of you are heartbroken. A lot of you are just like, yep, this is just too hard. I just can't get past it. You know, just can't seem to put a foot right. Everything goes wrong. So pretty wounded, and that's a hard gig for you. So the Masters are sending much love your way, and telling you that you are not alone. The fact that you're here in this reading today, listening to their words and receiving the healing and the reading, means that you're not alone. So the teacher comes in, or the messenger comes in right at the right time. Today it's me, but it can be in a lot of different ways and a lot of different people. So in the future, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so Knights are agents of change, but Pentacles are practicalities. Marina, please, I'm not doing individual readings. The Knight of Pentacles means that you just need to take the emotion out of it and be practical. It's what we were talking about before. What's your part in this? What's the lesson that you're learning? What are you learning? How have you not learnt it? What is the important thing to keep a focus on, and get rid of every other thing? So at the moment, to help you get over the heartbreak, it's to get out of the kitchen sink, okay? And to start to take all the emotion away and just write down, think about the practicalities of what's happening, and prioritize, you know, what is the most important thing to be working on? what can wait? But what do you need to release yourself in terms of hurt, resentment, anger, feelings of betrayal, anything like that? What can you now start to release or ask for help from your angels and guides, or get help from someone like me, but there are lots of people out there who can help you. So you are the agent of change. You are the one who needs to change their thought patterns, and that's a hard thing to think. Yeah, but it's all happening to me. Yes, it is. But why? What's the lesson? And what can you do to start to turn your life around? Change your thoughts, change your reality. And the masters are saying that all the time. So I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy. Okay, you're welcome, Tanya. And you might need help to do it. You might. But just acknowledging that there are things that you need to release, things that you need to start prioritising, things that you need to start taking ownership of, is a really great start. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle again and ask for the future card. And then I will actually change cards and go to the angel cards, because the angel cards have just really beautiful positive messages that a lot of you need today. So remember, my name is Victoria Cochrane. I live in Tasmania, but I am available to chat. But I'm finding it hard to give too much energy away now. I don't charge a lot of money, and I really trust in my connection, and I trust in the Creator to bring the people who need my gifts to me, so that I can help you. If I'm not the right person will come, and that's all you need to ask for is, please bring me the right person to help me. Now, Sarah said, this future card better be good. Okay, well, in the future things are getting better. There's the sun, guys, so yay. So change your thinking, change your reality, and know that your prayers are being answered. So asking for help, trying to find something that you're grateful for, starting to just write down gratitude, start to be thinking about the lessons that you're learning, and thanking the universe for helping you to learn them and to move forward, so you don't have to learn them again. Okay, now for people who just came in, before I get the angel card out, Jesus said, I'm just going to read this over again. If you are facing hardship, you must ask yourself what the lesson you are learning is. This is the most important thing I can tell you to help you to begin to turn your life around. Everything that happens in your lifetime is a lesson, or as a result of choices you have made in a cause and effect situation and sequence. It may also be as a result of karma that needs to be repaid, or that has been inflicted upon you. Whatever it is, you must always bring it back to you. It's the hardest thing to do. Blaming other people will only serve to perpetuate the situation and the flow of events. And then he asks the important questions that you can reflect on today. Do I love and respect myself? Because if I don't, I'm giving people permission to disrespect me and not love me. Do I have an attachment to money? Because if I do, I'm blocking my abundance. Am I carrying hatred, bitterness, and the need for revenge? If so, I am attracting the same back to me from other people. Have I forgiven past trespasses against me? Because if I don't, I'm actually only blocking myself and causing pain and illness and being trapped in the past. Why am I always sick? If you're continually ill, your body is out of balance. How present am I? Am I living in the past or worrying too much about the future and missing life altogether? You cannot manifest consciously if you live your life on automatic pilot? Am I in integrity and in my own truth? Because if I'm not, can't expect honesty and integrity and the truth from other people. And finally, am I grateful for what I have instead of complaining about what I don't have? Gratitude will bring abundance and divine flow, whereas complaint of lack will just merely bring more lack. So I really want you to be focusing on these questions today and start to be really honest with yourself. Do the work, do the hard work today, and perhaps go through this meditation again. Just reflect on what is going on in your life, because you are the agent of change. Okay, when you start to change your thinking, take responsibility, cut negative people out of your life. Don't have to keep going through that, guys. Protect your energy. You know, start to drop things that are just coming. Don't go to the pub if they're just always, you know, getting you into spending too much money or drinking too much. You know, start to change your behavior and your thinking, and things will turn around. So the angel card today from Doreen Virtue, my favorite cards, and some of you might have these. Clearing, asking for a card for the collective. That's a beautiful message of hope for the future. Here we go. I'm going to draw 3. The first one, if some of you have lost loved ones and miss them very much, the first one is hello from heaven. Your loved ones are listening and are helping you. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So that's for those of you who are grieving over having lost someone. Just know that the signs that you've been getting, if you're wondering if you're just making it up, no. They're with you and they're giving you signs. The next one, peace. Archangel Chamuel of the heart chakra. Last week we talked about the heart chakra, so if you missed that one, you can go onto my Reaching Out Spiritual News page, or look on Spiritual Events Directory in the video section for that one, on releasing trauma from the heart chakra. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Remember at the beginning I said we're ethereal beings having a human experience, and ethereal beings only know the unconditional love of the Creator because we're one and the same with creation. Right, Donna? Yeah, so that's wonderful to know that He's with you. So always bring it back to love. Bring it back to your heart center, and find peace in the fact that you are loved unconditionally by the Creator, even if you feel the rest of the world is against you. Meditating, connecting to the Creator in your heart space, asking Archangel Michael or your Archangel guide, or Jesus, bring in Jesus to help you find that love for yourself. Bring it back to love and you'll find the peace. And the last one, crystal clear intentions, Archangel Michael. What we focus on, we manifest. What you focus anything you focus your energy on, you're going to bring back to you. Focus on the fact that everything's hard, it's just going to keep being hard. So be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Write those affirmations. I am, I can, I will, I have, I am grateful, I am loved, I am love. Keep it positive and focus on it, and focus on the things that you wish to have in your life, but also focus on the things that you're grateful for. Crystal clear intentions, and put your energy in the basket that's going to reap the most rewards for you. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for all your positive comments and for tuning in to me each week. Remember that you can find me on Reaching Out Spiritual News or victoriacochrane.com. If you would like me to send you the books, please send me a private message either through Spiritual Events Directory or through Reaching Out Spiritual News, and I'll arrange that for you. Much love to you all. Bye for now.